Hello and welcome back to Beckler Guitars and Repairs, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing and review of the brand new Lizard Queen. This is a pedal from Electro-Harmonix and JHS pedals that was just released. It's an octave distortion. Let's check it out. Alright, so I just got this in the mail and I haven't peeked yet, so we're just going to unbox it and check it out and plug it in and see how it sounds. So yeah, this pedal was just released like literally a month ago, I think was the announcement for it. JHS did a big announcement video for this. Apparently Josh Scott had been working on this for a while. I think it says on the back here. Lizard Queen! The Lizard Queen was originally designed in secret as a loving tribute to the historic sound and design of the iconic Electro-Harmonix effects of the 1970s and 1980s by Josh Scott of JHS Pedals, alongside artist and EHX archivist Daniel Danger in the spring of 2021. One of the initial 6 screen-sprinted big box builds was presented to Mike Matthews the following year to coincide with the JHS show episode Making a Vintage Electro-Harmonix Pedal. The reaction and demand from the pedal community was incredible and could not be ignored. Thus, a partnership between Electro-Harmonix and JHS pedals was formed to bring the Lizard Queen octave fuzz out from the shadows and into the sun, designed by Josh Scott and Daniel Danger. Alright, so, yeah, it's a cool box. It's got some nice graphics. There's our Electro-Harmonix logo, photo of the pedal, Lizard Queen logo, octave distortion. Oh, it says right here, your reptilian overlord, which is cool. It's a pretty standard box, bubble wrapped and in a plastic bag. Nothing else in there. And here's the pedal itself. It's a little piece of tape there holding everything together. That's always impossible to get off. There we go. Here we have our instructions manual, operating instructions, and this is our warranty and registration card from Electro-Harmonix. And here's the pedal itself. So it comes in a nice kind of a gray with the really lime green accents on it. And it's got 3 knobs, one for volume, one is your octave, and one is your balance, so shadow and sun. So I think that's like a mix knob. You've got your input, output, and Electro-Harmonix and JHS pedals both are on the pedal. And there's your 9-volt adapter. I'm not sure if this can run off of a 9-volt battery or not, but we'll open it up and we'll have a look. Yeah, and the instructions, pretty simple. Octave knob controls the intensity of the octave up effect, turn clockwise for more octave. Balance knob adjusts the balance between shadow and sun. Tone, shadow is a classic dark yet smooth sustaining fuzz. Sun is a brighter raspy biting fuzz. The balance knob is the most effective with higher octave settings. Volume knob sets the output level of the Lizard Queen. Looks like there is a battery option. Let's open it up and just double check that. And then you've got a couple settings in here, which is cool. Smooth fuzz, octave 9 o'clock, balance 9 o'clock, volume 10 o'clock, biting octave fuzz 3, 12, 10, and everything else. So that's about it. Let's pop it open and see what it looks like in there. Okay. Alright, so yeah, you got a circuit board in there. And yeah, it looks pretty standard for a pedal. It does come with a battery, so that's cool. And it comes with a really cool battery guy on there. These are the super heavy duty EH batteries. I'm not sure the branding on this. Oh, yeah, it is. It's Electro-Harmonix. It's actually it's the Electro-Harmonix guy on there. That's, yeah, I was confused. All right, cool. So Electro-Harmonix must send these in all their pedals. It's kind of funny. All right, cool. So yeah, it can run off of a 9-volt pedal, or a battery rather, as well as a power supply. All right, so let's put it together and plug it in, and let's see how it sounds. All right, so we're plugged into the Fender 65 Deluxe Reverb using the Bugera PS1 Power Soak Continuator. And the amp is set at 4.5, so just for a clean kind of a sound. Treble's at 5.5, bass is at 5.5, and reverb's at about 2. So I'm using my Les Paul copy, heavily modded, that I usually use for a lot of my videos. And I'm just going to show you the clean, or the dry signal. That's my bridge pickup. And we'll go ahead and turn on the pedal here. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn it on. All right, first off, I'm just going to use the starter settings. So this is the smooth fuzz setting, octave 9, balance 9, and volume at 10 o'clock. We're on the bridge pickup. Let's just hear how it sounds. Move to the neck pickup. For that setting, it seems like you need to use the bridge. It gets a little muddy on the neck. So yeah, it sounds pretty good. Nice kind of like an acid distortion. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the biting octave fuzz setting, which is put the octave at 3 o'clock, the balance at 12 o'clock, and the volume at 11 o'clock. So this is biting octave fuzz. Let's see how that sounds. I'm going to switch that to rhythm just to see if we can hear that. So yeah, it gets a little muddy on the neck, so it's going to stick mostly to the bridge here. right, so yeah, pretty cool. Nice kind of a balanced fuzz pedal. It's not out of control. I'm not like feeding back by the second I touch it. It must be some sort of a... So yeah, the second I stop, it really cleans up, and it's very clean. Like, I got it set pretty high in terms of fuzz, and the amp's dead quiet when I'm not playing. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm just gonna mess with it a little bit. So let's go ahead and let's keep the balance. Let's turn the volume like 75% of the way up. Let's keep the balance at 12 o'clock. And let's just go full octave. You can kind of hear the difference in the, right between 80 and up, there's a noticeable difference in resting noise. Anyway, so let's try full octave. Alright, so yeah, the octave really changes the way of the sound of the fuzz. So it's kind of that octave up effect. So you turn it clockwise for more octave and counterclockwise for less. So I'm going to keep it at about that 12 o'clock spot. That seems to sound the best to me. Now we're going to keep our volume at 75%. Let's go ahead and turn all the way to the shadow setting. That shadow setting causes me to feedback right away for some reason. So I'm just going to turn up the volume. Alright, just going to turn it down a bit and explain the sun and the shadow. Okay, so the shadow is a classic dark yet smooth sustaining fuzz is what it's called. And the sun is a brighter raspy biting fuzz. So the balance knob is most effective with a higher octave setting. So, okay, we're going to turn up the octave a little bit because it says it's a little bit more effective. So let's go up to like 75 octave and we're going to keep it at 75% or all the way on shadow. So this is kind of the darker fuzz. Let's hear it. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that all the way to Sun. And we're gonna keep our volume up for that too. So this is that more biting, raspy overdrive. All right, so Sun. Shadow. So yeah, I really prefer that shadow setting. It just really beefs up that low end. It really gives it a little bit more push behind it. I guess it depends on what kind of guitar you're using and the pickups, that kind of a thing. But overall, yeah, it's a great sounding pedal. Let's. I'm just gonna try to find the best sound on it and just do play a little bit with that. All right, now that we've unpacked this thing, checked it all out, plugged it in, what are my thoughts on the Electro-Harmonix Lizard Queen? It's a great pedal. It's really nails that vintage fuzz sound, that octave distortion, fuzzy kind of a sound. You can really dial in what kind of fuzz you want it to sound like. You can really get that kind of that lower, bassier sound with a little bit more mids, or, you know, clean that up into a little bit more like bright, raspy kind of a fuzz. The octave effect is cool too. You can really ramp that up as much as you want. It's kind of a one-trick pony. You plug it in, turn it on, and you're really fuzzy. You can't really adjust that into like an overdrive kind of a situation or anything else like that. It's basically fuzz is full tilt. You just decide what you want that fuzz to sound like. But for what it is, it's super clean, even at high volumes. It's not a noisy pedal by any means, very quiet. And it's really got great tone. It really nails that like 70s, you know, acid fuzz kind of a sound. And you can really dial that in to get it exactly where you want it. So yeah, very cool pedal. One of the nicer fuzzes I've ever used. I've got a couple different fuzz pedals, and fuzz is tricky. It's hard to get that balance where it's not just mud or super noisy, or this really walks that line really nicely. It looks great too. Comes with the a 9-volt battery that you can use to power it, or you can use the 9-volt power supply as well. And just like all the Electro-Harmonix pedals, it's built like a tank. It's you can throw it off an airplane, it's going to be fine. And it's not that expensive. I think I paid $100 Canadian for this. So yeah, really cool little pedal. It's small. It doesn't take up a lot of real estate in your pedal board. I know they did release some full-size versions. Like they're like just like the old Electro-Harmonix big box style pedals. But those were limited edition, and now they're fetching ridiculous prices on the used market. They're like $900. I think they're like $400 Canadian to order one, but they were limited. And then they came out with a color variant that was black and green too, and those are even more expensive. So, but they have the same circuit as the smaller pedals too. So the bigger pedals sound exactly the same. There's just less of those bigger ones. So these are brand new. They sound great. They're not much money. So yeah, if you like fuzz, if you like acid fuzz, if you like 70s fuzz, 80s fuzz, get yourself one of these. They look cool. They sound great. And they're pretty inexpensive. So yeah, very cool pedal. All right, thanks for tuning in to Beckler Guitars and Repairs. And I got a couple more guitars in this week that are pretty cool. So I'll have more for you really soon. Thanks a lot. Have a good day. Lizard Queen!